Hello everyone, this is Susanna Marcello, one of the specialists at Los Angeles Valley College. Today I'm going to show you how to create a Padlet and embed that Padlet on Canvas. If you've never done Padlet before, I recommend checking out their gallery. They have a lot of different examples of what you can do with Padlet. And I have some up here that I can show you. This is an organization chart. Staff bios, these are stacked. Fiction prompts, so students can submit written responses. Also multimedia responses on this playlist. So there's a lot of different things that you can do with Padlet. Once you've decided to start a Padlet, select Make a Padlet, and then choose what is the format you would like. I'm going to select Shelf. From here, give your Padlet a title. Give it a description. You can select an icon if you'd like. I like using little books for my icons. The icon is just for aesthetic purposes. You can also change the look of your Padlet using wallpaper. I like gradients, so I'm going to do that. I'll choose the yellow one. When you choose the aesthetic, you want to make sure that you have sufficient color contrast. For that reason, I tend to avoid the ones that have images on them. And then here, you can then start choosing what are the other settings that you would like. So for the attribution, if your students have a Padlet account, whenever they post, their name will appear in the Padlet. If you prefer to leave it open, then you don't have to select attribution. That means anyone with the passcode can go ahead and add to the Padlet without an account. If you're going to use Padlet a lot in your courses, I do recommend the attribution feature, just so that students don't forget to add their name to the post. And it just makes it easier. You just have to remind students to please use their name because in their profile, the profile name is what will appear as their post. So they have to use their name for you to know who they are. You can also allow comments so that students can reply to each other. And also you can add reactions if you want them to upvote or to star. And then you also have content filtering if you're interested in activating that. I'm going to select next. And now I can go ahead and start posting. I recommend doing a post with your instructions, just so that it's the first thing that students see when they open the Padlet. When you click on the plus sign, you can add the instructions in detail. I'm going to put steps here as the subject. And you can also add multimedia elements to your particular post. For example, if you would like them to watch a video before they start posting, you can actually link to a YouTube video. You can also link to resources, or you can even choose a song that you would like them to listen to while they are doing their posts. I'm going to go ahead and look for an image. So I'm going to select Smart Goals. Now I'm going to add a caption here. And I reminded them to think back to their SMART goals as they do their reflection. In the post itself, you can then add the steps. So I already took the liberty of typing some steps that I just posted. And now you publish, and students can see what are the instructions for this particular Padlet. Now let's say that you would like them to do some group work. For project 3, since they are in groups, I'm going to put a shelf for the different groups. That way, each student will post underneath their given group. So let's say that someone is in group number 2. They read the directions, they work on their post. So if you decide that you do not want to put the authoring tool on, that means that they have to put their name. So they would put their name. I'm going to write student A. They can also add multimedia elements here. And you can recommend that they do that, and then they can answer the prompt here. So they're answering the prompt. This student is in group 2. Let's say that they do want to post something fun here. Let's say they want to choose a song. They can then follow the instructions to linking to a Spotify song. If they want to use a YouTube video, again, they can go through here. Or they can even post images or something else. Assuming, let's say that they want to post a GIF. Let's say they, are looking for something. Let's say they choose this one, Homer, and then they publish. And that's what their reflection will look like. And then the other person in group 2 can go ahead and add their own reflection. Post as usual, it will show up here in the bottom, and they can also then reply to their classmates. So then here in the comment they can say, and then you continue with their comment, whatever they would like to say. So then what's great about the shelf option is that each group will have their own space, their own shelf where they will respond to each other, and all their posts will appear in one. If you are doing something like a response to a reading, then you can do another type of gallery, like maybe a wall gallery, where the responses will not necessarily be organized in this way. It will just appear like a collage. But let's say you're happy with this particular Padlet. This is what you want students to do. Then what you would do is click on share, and this is where you will set how you are sharing it with other people. So this Padlet is set to secret, and visitors can write. When you select the privacy, you're basically choosing if you want other people who are not in the course to be able to view the Padlet. Since I use this for classes and I don't want any students' privacy to be violated, I leave it as secret, but I also add password so that it's also password protected. So I'm going to put a password that's project 3, and I will post the password in the Canvas assignment as well. So the password just keeps it a little bit more private. And then for the visitor permissions, you want to then choose what you want them to do. They can either read. So if you ended up creating something for them to just review, then they can read. If you want them to add a post, they can write. If you want them to be able to collaborate together on this Padlet, then you can choose edit so that they can edit each other's responses, add different things. For this particular post, since it's a reflection and they're responding to other people, a different way of doing a discussion forum, I'm going to select Can Write, and then I'm going to save this. So once I save it, I go back, and then you want to select Embed in your blog or website. Select Copy the embed code, and over on Canvas, I have already selected an assignment. I'm going to go ahead and give it points the way that you would normally give it points. Notice that I put some brief directions here. I put the password for the Padlet. And then you do the usual. You select this particular assignment, where it would count towards in your gradebook, if it's going to be points. For submission, you select no submission because they're submitting through Padlet itself. You give it a due date, and then save. And now here you've basically have gone through the assignment settings to add the Padlet itself to the assignment. You click on edit, go to the HTML editor here. It's the icon that looks like two triangles facing each other. Post the embed code at the bottom of your text. And this is what it would appear like to students. You can add a rubric as usual, so you can add your rubric here. And the main difference would just be that since it's not tied to gradebook, you would go in looking for the posts, and then you would give students credit manually for the post that they have created. Again, the password is listed here, just in case they're not able to access the Padlet through Canvas. And what's great about embedding the Padlet on Canvas is that students can actually add posts directly here. They can go to their group, select the plus sign, and add directly from Canvas. It would just prompt them for the password. And then that's all. Once you get a hang of it, it's actually something very simple to do. And the more you kind of play around with Padlet, the more options that you find, the more you end up realizing how interactive it is. I do recommend Padlet because it is a way to humanize the course, create a different type of discussion as opposed to the Canvas forums. Thank you so much for watching.